Yo, what's up guys? A few weekends ago, I had a free weekend before the end of the year, so I had to get out to one of my favorite places to ride, Glamis Sand Dunes.
They're all whizzing everywhere.
First ride of the day, the China Lake. What are we doing?
Oh, yeah, brother.
Look at my guy in here. Didn't know you could wakeboard in Glamis.
Yeah.
How rad.
Yes!
Never thought a million years I'd see a guy jet skiing in the dunes, but here we are. All right, little day number 2 action. Little ride out in the hills, having a blast. Yikes. Yep. Okay, so this is basically our favorite trail out here. It's like a fast, straight rhythm trail out to the Scrapalapa. Can't tell you exactly how to get here. Can't spoil the surprise. So if you know how to get here, you know this trail is super fun. All the boys ripping. Final day at Glamis. See you guys at the Scrapalapa. Then right after we got back, we had to jump into the 250 shootout for Cycle News magazine. Bikes loaded up inside, got 2 in here and 2 out here. Got the Cowie and the Honda. Really hoping that both of these bikes are gonna stay while we drive out to our photo shoot location. Seems pretty safe. Just really watching that one right there. We'll see. I'll let you know when you guys get there. All right, bikes made it all good. Only one issue with the tie down popping off, but saved that on the freeway. Had to make a stop at Banana Boy, best sandwich shop in Marietta, Temecula area. So bomb. Then we're gonna go shoot.
He's like, you don't need to go anywhere, shoot. I'm like, take me to...
Not very often you get every bike lined up together. Take your pick. All right, here we got the 2024 Kawasaki Kicks 250. This bike is the fastest bike on paper in the 250 class. I'll have to pump in the horsepower number, but you get that Mega Bomb style front header, this big exhaust pipe in the rear. Not much new for 24, just the all green graphics, the all green seat, green number plate backgrounds, green fork guards. This bike, I really just right off the bat don't like these grips or these levers, just the shape of them. It's kind of hard to tell, but they're really thin. You do get a hydraulic Nissan clutch on this bike, as well as Nissan brakes. So those are kind of the Japanese style. That's what they usually go with. Really strong engine, stiff chassis, but that all green looks like money. This bike also shares the same chassis as the 19 to 23 KX 450. So really stable chassis. It's a little bit stiff with these settings in it, this engine, but good to know that you have a strong platform. I really like that KX 450 engine, or that KX 450 chassis. So to have this bike sharing a very similar, almost exact platform is a good confidence building sign for sure. All right, 24 KTM 250 SXF. This bike was all new for 2023. Not much has changed for 2024, maybe just a slight graphics update. I got an all new chassis, all new engine for 2023. The bike actually gained about 7 pounds with this new chassis. So more material to make it a little bit stiffer. They rotated the engine back, dropped it down, made the engine shorter. New chassis. I actually really like this bike because of this rounded seat. It kind of, or edged seat, you know, it kind of feels like a Japanese bike, but it still has that KTM plantedness. The steel frame makes it feel really low to the ground and grabbing the ground, not low as in low rider, but low as in it grips the ground really well. You get the dual maps. It's mellow and aggressive. You get quick shift and traction control. Here's all the updates for that. You can see, you can just select right here. The KTM and the gas, or the KTM and the Husqvarna both have that. The gas does not. Brembo clutch, Brembo brakes, WP exact fork. Yeah, this bike is super solid. Doesn't need a lot of updates for 2024. You can see we're rocking the vented side plate. I don't know, this bike is definitely one of my favorites. You can jump on it right away and feel comfortable. Doesn't really feel like the old European bikes like they used to. So really excited to ride this one tomorrow. All right, 24 Honda 250F CRF 250R. This bike is pretty much identical to the one that came out in 2022 when this bike was all redone. And since then, it seems like Jet Lawrence and Hunter Lawrence have pretty much sucked up all of the R&D money with their bonuses. This bike is pretty much exactly the same, not a lot of refinement. Good engine, a lot better than it used to be. This generation of bike is really thin, nimble, handles good. The only thing is it's really stiff. Now these forks are oversprung, the shock is out of whack, the chassis overall is just really stiff. Late in the day, this bike is gonna beat you up. At least for me it does. It feels really stiff, and really I feel a lot of those vibrations in the handlebars. You get a cable clutch, unlike the 450, which has a hydraulic clutch, and the cluster over here is a lot different. You have 3 power modes still, an off switch, but no traction control. A little bit different than the 450. You also, this is the same titanium tank, engine, airbox. I really like this motor and this bike, but overall, for me at least, from last year, the bike is really stiff and a little bit hard to ride late in the day. But if you know me, I'm a sucker for a Honda. The all red, the red plates, the red seat. This bike's so sick. I personally feel like Honda, now with this kind of rounded shape, slim chassis, was going after what the KTM was doing, and now the KTM with the more square edge seat and a little bit stiffer chassis is going after what the Honda and the Japanese bikes were doing. So a little bit of fun and games that the manufacturers play with each other, and just a little bit of interesting perspective on what's going on in the moto industry. Last but not least, the all-new Yamaha YZ250F. This bike is all new for 2024, but is it really? Basically, they took the 2023 Yamaha YZ450F chassis and dropped 2022-23 YZ250F motor inside of it. Now, to do that, they had to redesign the whole airbox, so this whole assembly is new. The chassis is a lot slimmer, a lot thinner than the Yamahas of old. Gone is the big wide front end that you are used to feeling on a Yamaha. I rode this bike about a month ago at the new global intro, and I'm really impressed. We swapped a new map into this bike and it ran really good. You get new fork adjusters on top of the fork. Same KYB SSS forks that are awesome. I freaking love those forks. The suspension on this bike is top notch. Motor strong. The only complaint I have is this bike is really loud. Another thing is this white plastic. It looks cool. Digging the retro kit for sure, but after a day of riding, this bike looks old and used. It's going to take a lot more time to get this thing clean than you will on some of the other bikes. Cable clutch, Nissan brakes, different mapping and kill switch up here, along with the Yamaha Power Tuner app. You can totally redesign the engine package of this bike, traction control, engine braking, all of that. Love this bike, really fun, excited to ride it against all of the other bikes in the class. All right, so I forgot this bike the other day. This is the 2024 Husqvarna FC250. Now this bike and the gas and the KTM are all pretty much exactly the same, but there are a few differences. This bike is the most expensive bike in the class for its Brembo brakes, Brembo clutch, Pro Taper bars. There's a few things that set this bike apart. This is supposed to be the more luxurious brand of the KTM group. Now, this bike is 10 millimeters lower to the ground than the Husqvarna or the KTM or the Gas. So this is a little bit shorter stature. You're also going to have a sealed off airbox in here. So the power character is going to be a little different. You can see sealed off airbox, but we're running the vented shroud. So you're going to have a little bit different power character, a little smoother power character. You're still going to have the quick shift options and the traction control options, as well as the 2 maps like the other bikes have, but a little bit different. Kind of think of Cadillac, GMC, and Chevy. They're all part of the General Motors group, but all a little bit different. All right, I'll load it up. Long day of shooting, putting in the man hours. You know how it goes. Got the whole fleet. Beautiful sunset. Thanks, Jeff Blackmore, for letting us use your spot. One of my favorite places in SoCal. See you guys tomorrow for some riding. All right, if you made it this far, thank you for watching. Obviously, you can see I missed the Gas and I missed the Suzuki, but you'll find those in other videos, and you can check out the full 250 shootout at Cycle News' channel or at cyclenews.com. Thank you guys for watching. Catch you guys next time at the track.